There was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. Things fall, things on earth. And what falls is fallen.
Our story starts with Commissioner Gordon getting interviewed on a TV show. The interviewer asks about the Batman. Does Gordon fear that the Batman will become a violent vigilante like the Reaper years ago? Gordon, however, trusts the Batman and makes a point of saying that Batman works with the police department, not in the police department. Meanwhile, across the city, Rachel Caspian is visited by her father, who had left Gotham years ago. Rachel introduces her to Leslie Tompkins, her friend. Mr. Caspian can't stay long because he has his own business to attend to. Leslie is going to a dinner with Bruce Wayne to introduce Rachel to him. Leslie asks Bruce how the construction project is going, and Bruce tells her that it's a medical facility for Leslie to work at. The three of them go out to dinner, and Bruce and Rachel talk about their charitable work, and Rachel wants to purify the evil of the city. Bruce offers to walk Rachel home, and on the way back, he asks her about a second date. Rachel declines, saying that she's training to become a nun, and next week she takes her vows. Across the city, Mr. Caspian is walking through crime-ridden alleys until he gets to his house and pulls a secret lever, revealing the Reaper suit. He then goes out to purify the city of its evil. Back at Wayne Manor, Bruce and Leslie are talking about Rachel, and Leslie tells Bruce to stay away from Rachel. All of a sudden, the bat signal lights up in the sky. Leslie pleads with Bruce not to go out and become Batman. Alfred says the Batcave is the only place on Earth where Bruce truly feels himself. Batman meets up with Commissioner Gordon, who tells him about a new vigilante calling himself the Reaper, and it might be the return of the old Reaper. Batman sets out to find the Reaper, but it's not long before the Reaper strikes. Batman surprises the Reaper and leaps into action, starting to kick his butt. But it's not long before the Reaper starts beating Batman and can hold his own. Batman's badly bruised and has to get away and escapes to the sewers. The sun comes up on Wayne Manor, and Alfred goes down to the Batcave to find Bruce laying there badly injured. Bruce gets all patched up and tells Alfred and Leslie that he just wasn't a match for the Reaper. In order to take on the Reaper, he'll have to fight fire with fire, as he grabs the gun that killed his parents. While the Reaper is causing chaos downtown, Bruce is in the Batcave training with a gun. Mr. Caspian stops by to see his daughter when he sees her nun uniform hanging up. He tells his daughter that her mother would have been so proud of her if she hadn't died all those years ago, when their house was broken into, and when he tried to stop the mugger shot his wife. At the time, Mr. Caspian's greatest regret was he wasn't strong enough to stop the mugger. He tells his daughter, just remember, whatever I do for you and for your mother. Rachel is waiting to meet Leslie when Bruce Wayne runs into her. Bruce says Leslie was busy and sent him instead. People like Leslie always take on too much and think they can change the world. Rachel asks Bruce about his own efforts to change the world. Bruce says he does it just to escape boredom. Rachel says she doesn't believe that. She thinks Bruce does it because he lost the only thing that mattered to him like her father did. Bruce says maybe it's not too late, and the two of them kiss. At nightfall, Batman goes to visit Commissioner Gordon. Batman tells him, soon I'm gonna do something and you'll curse my name and wish my capture. But I can tell you this, I am your friend. Reaper shows up at the airport to take out a criminal, but is stopped by Batman. Commissioner Gordon pulls a gun on the Reaper, but Batman shoots the gun out of Commissioner Gordon's hands. The Reaper tells Batman, I see you learned a lesson from me. Batman gets the Reaper's target out of there safely and follows him, and the police corner the Reaper. The Reaper soon escapes. Batman follows the criminal boss to a meeting across town. Batman interrupts the meeting, telling them he wants a truce. He wants the Reaper just as bad as they do. The criminal asks his partner, "What do you think?" And the guy says, "The Batman. Never thought I'd team up with you." And Batman turns to see Joe Chill, the man who killed his parents. Batman goes to his parents' graves, feeling guilty about teaming up with Joe Chill. That's when Leslie finds him, tells Bruce he belongs here with the dead if he teams up with his parents' killer. Bruce tells her, "If I have to sink to the Reaper's level to save the city, I will." Leslie tells Bruce that she will pray for him. Batman leaves to go team up with Joe Chill, and the two of them set a trap for the Reaper. Batman then leaves. Bruce is on his way to dinner with Leslie, and Leslie tells Bruce he needs to leave Rachel alone. But Bruce tells her that he genuinely cares about Rachel. At dinner, Leslie and Bruce meet Rachel and her father. Mr. Caspian jokes if Bruce is trying to get his daughter Rachel kicked out of the convent, but Rachel assures him that it's not too late and she can still change her mind. Mr. Caspian tells Bruce that his daughter has been hurt so many times in life, and he doesn't want to see her hurt again. But Bruce tells him about his own pain and his own hurt and heartbreaks, and he assures him that he'll never hurt Rachel. Dinner ends, and Bruce and Mr. Caspian both have to abruptly leave to become their alter egos, Batman and the Reaper. Batman meets Joe Chill at the meeting spot where they were going to trap the Reaper, and the Reaper, of course, shows up. Batman and Joe Chill enter the building and start firing at the Reaper. Just then, the police show up and threaten to arrest everyone, including Batman. The Reaper and Joe Chill open fire on the police when Joe Chill shoots a barrel of ether, blowing up the building. Joe Chill is hanging from the edge of the building, and he asks Batman to save him. But Batman thinks back to when Joe Chill killed his parents. But ultimately, he decides to save Joe Chill. Batman and Joe Chill split up again until the next time they trap the Reaper. Back at Wayne Manor, Bruce is getting all dressed up for a date with Rachel. Leslie shows up and straightens Bruce's tie, and she's happy he's going out on a date. Alfred says he's never seen Mr. Wayne like this before. That's when Leslie says, "Happy, Alfred." He's happy. While Bruce is out to dinner with Rachel, a pair of fortune cookies show up at their table. Rachel opens hers to find a ring inside. Bruce gets down on one knee and asks Rachel to marry him, and she says yes. Later that night, the Gotham City police are raiding a mob building when the Reaper shows up, and not long after, he's followed by the Batman. Batman hits the Reaper with a truck, and then the whole place begins to blow up. But the Batman, Reaper, and Joe Chill all get away. Gordon is left empty-handed with no one to account for. Bruce goes to Rachel's house. He tells Rachel there's one thing he has to do, but once he does it, he's hers forever and he can live a happy life. Rachel tells him to go, and she'll be here when he gets back. As Batman, Bruce shows up at Joe Chill's place and wakes him up. "I have to show you something." He takes Joe to Crime Alley. Batman asks Joe if he recognizes his place. He tells him he was here 20 years ago. On that night, he killed a woman and a husband in front of their kid. Joe asks Batman how he knows that, and Batman rips off his mask. "Because I'm their son." And he punches Joe in the face and steals his gun. "No, no guns. Just this one, the one you used to kill my parents." Bruce aims the gun at Joe Chill, deciding whether he should finally kill his parents' killer or not. But before Bruce can decide, Joe Chill is shot by none other than the Reaper. Bruce follows the Reaper into his construction project. They fight a little, but Batman gains the upper hand when he gets the Reaper's weapons and the gun, and he disarms the Reaper and knocks him towards the edge of the building. The Reaper's holding on by one arm. Reaper's mask falls off, revealing him to be Caspian. Batman reaches out a hand to save Caspian, but Caspian says he didn't realize Batman was a killer like him, and he lets go and falls to his death. Batman picks up the gun that killed his parents. He realizes that the Reaper killed Caspian and Joe Chill. He decides he's not a killer, and he's going to leave the gun inside the building. Bruce goes back to Rachel's house to comfort her, but she's made up her mind. She must make amends for what her father did, and she's going to become a nun. She apologizes to Bruce, and Bruce leaves that house. leaving happiness behind and leaving a happy life behind. Bruce was going to give up being Batman to settle down with Rachel, but no longer. A few weeks later, Bruce brings Leslie to the finished building that's going to be her new clinic. Leslie thanks Bruce, and he says, "I only hope it makes you happy." That's when Leslie asks him about himself. Is Bruce happy? Bruce tells her it doesn't matter. Bruce asks his butler to drive Miss Tompkins home whenever she's ready. Alfred asks how Bruce is going to get home, and Bruce tells him, "Don't worry about me, Alfred. It's getting dark. I can always find my way in the dark." He then swings off into the night protecting the city as Batman. Now, if you like this story, you can buy it on Amazon as Batman Year 2, the 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, or wherever books are sold. The story was written by Mike Barr, and Batman is property of DC Comics. We do not profit off this video in any way, and all text and images is owned by DC Comics. All the music used is owned by its respected artists. I am Brendan Strevick from the Priestley Forsyth Memorial Library. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stick around for more superhero talk videos. Thanks for watching.